Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you are here. If you're new or you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come and join the community. But before I get started, as always, if you have any prayer requests, please make sure to drop them down below so that I can come into agreement with you. Today's message is going to be very short and simple, and that is going to be to go back to the last thing that the Lord asked you to do. Yeah, because a lot of times, we feel like we're delayed or we're behind or we're just not hearing from God. We're asking him like, what's the next instruction? What do you need me to do? Now you're trying to move forward, and the issue is that you have a disobedience issue. You have not done what the Lord has asked you to do, so therefore he can't tell you what's next. He can't tell you what the next instruction is because you haven't even done the last thing that he told you to do. And that could be for various reasons, right? Sometimes, we completely dismiss it. We feel like we have more time, or we have this nudging in our spirit, but we're not sure if it's God that told us to do that thing, so we just completely brush it off. Sometimes we start something and we just don't finish it, right? So we don't fully complete those things. And I found myself a lot having to go back and ask the Lord, okay Lord, like nothing is moving forward in my life. I feel stuck. Did I miss a step? Did I do something wrong in the midst of everything? What is the last thing that you told me to do, Lord? I had to go back and ask him, what is the last thing that he told me to do? And is there something that I completely missed and did not do? And when you do that, he'll confirm to you, if you missed a step, if you just completely disobeyed him. Because we got to remember that delayed obedience is still disobedience. Partial obedience is still disobedience. And that's a hard truth that a lot of people don't like to hear, because like I said, it's a hard truth. Like we don't want to hear like, oh, it's still disobedience. But it is true. The Lord still sees that as disobedience. He wants us to, when he tells us something, to go ahead and move forward with that thing. And a lot of the times also what happens is that fear starts to creep in, right? He tells us to do something and we're just like, Lord, I don't really know if I can do that, or it seems too hard or too complicated, and we just don't want to move forward with doing those things. But we got to remember that we're not able to do anything in our own strength. If we were, we would not need the Lord. And that is the point, that he wants us to rely off of him. He wants us to come to him in prayer, asking him for strength, asking him to help us along the way, and he will. But you got to open yourself up to receive him, right? You got to invite him into that place. You can't just expect to do it on your own or off of your own wisdom or knowledge, because it's just not going to get done. That's not the way that the Lord works. So if you know that he's told you to do something and you just completely disregard it or just didn't do it because of fear, laziness, whatever the reason is, go back, repent to the Lord for being disobedient. He is good. He is a merciful God. He will forgive you. Ask him to redirect you, and ask them, what is the last thing that you missed? What does he need you to do? And invite him in to help you get that thing done, right? Like I said, don't be afraid of how it's going to get done, the timing, when, the finances, whatever he's asking you to do, because if the Lord puts it in your heart to do something, he's going to back it up. He's going to back up his word. He's not just going to leave you in it to do it alone. Like that's not in his character. He would never do that. But like I said, you do have to invite him to that space. You do have to pray about it, and you do have to act on it. So I just wanted to come out here and encourage you to go back and do the last thing that the Lord asked you to do, because it's really delaying you from moving forward for the next step and what he has for you. And he's not going to bless the next thing if you can't even do the last thing he actually do. So that might be the case for a lot of people. Sometimes there's just a pause where the Lord just wants you to be still, and you already did everything that he asked you to do. So it's not always a case of missing a step or not doing the last thing, but sometimes it is. So it's important to always go back to the Lord, confirm what stage are you at. Are you having me be still and be patient, or did I miss a step and I need to go back and do something that I just completely missed for whatever reason? So go back to what the Lord told you to do so that you can move forward, and that there will be no more delay and stagnation in your life. Okay, that's it. Like I said, it's gonna be a short and simple, encouraging message. I love you all, and I'll see you in my next video.